Imagine archaeologists from the distant future stumbling across the massive concrete remains of the Hoover Dam. Clearly, this was a temple for water worship, they declare. Ancient humans must have sacrificed thousands of workers to their river gods, carrying stones with primitive tools. We'd laugh at such conclusions because we know the dam's real purpose: generating electricity. But here's the kicker. Researcher Greg Braden believes we're committing the exact same blunder with Egypt's pyramids. Brace yourself, because everything mainstream archaeology has taught you about these colossal structures might be dead wrong. What if the pyramids weren't burial chambers, but something that would blow your mind? We're about to uncover 10 shocking revelations about the pyramids that will completely shatter your understanding of ancient history. Secret number 1. The blocks aren't actually stone. Here's your first reality check. Those massive pyramid blocks, they might not be carved stone at all. In 1989, researchers drilled into a pyramid block expecting to find layers and fossils like natural limestone. Instead, they found something that made their jaws drop. The entire block was homogeneous, filled with air bubbles, insect remains, and even human hair. Chemical analysis revealed substances that don't exist in nature. These blocks were artificial, essentially ancient concrete. But if the ancient Egyptians were basically mixing their own building materials, how did they create a formula so advanced that we still can't crack it today? Secret number 2. Even Saddam Hussein wanted the recipe. This gets wild. According to Greg Braden, in 1990, before the Gulf War, Saddam Hussein actually reached out to an American sculptor who had almost figured out the pyramid block formula. The guy was mixing stone powder with epoxy resin, and Hussein wanted to use this technology to fortify his bunkers. The US government stepped in and classified the technology immediately. So yeah, ancient Egyptian construction secrets were literally considered a national security threat in the 1990s. Speaking of construction challenges, if we can't even replicate their building blocks, how did they actually move these massive structures? Secret number 3. Modern equipment can't handle pyramid construction. In 1989, American scientists gathered in Egypt to recreate the Great Pyramid. They brought modern equipment, consulted with the Caterpillar Tractor Company for specialized machinery, and had 6 months to figure it out. The result? Complete failure. They couldn't even lift the blocks, let alone place them with precision. Remember, mainstream archaeology claims the ancient Egyptians did this manually with ropes and wooden ramps. But here's where it gets even more impossible. Some of these granite blocks weigh up to 70 tons. How do you move something that heavy without cranes? Secret number 4. The water theory doesn't hold water. Some researchers proposed that the Egyptians used water channels and floats to move the blocks. Sounds clever, right? Here's the math problem. To float a 20-ton granite block, you'd need 20 cubic meters of air-filled floats. Using animal skins and cedar wood as proposed, the ancient Egyptians would have needed more resources than their entire civilization possessed just for the flotation devices. The Japanese tried to prove the traditional methods worked in 1978 with modern knowledge and 100 laborers. They had to scale down from a 20-meter pyramid to 10 meters, reduce block weight from 4 tons to 1 ton, and eventually resorted to power saws, modern boats, railways, cranes, and even a helicopter. Their primitive tools experiment became a showcase of modern technology. But if the construction methods are impossible, maybe we're asking the wrong question. What if the pyramids weren't built as tombs at all? Secret number 5. The Great Pyramid has never contained a mummy. Here's a fact that should make you pause. The Great Pyramid of Giza, supposedly built as Pharaoh Khufu's tomb, has never contained a mummy. No burial artifacts, no jewelry, no household items for the afterlife. Nothing that you'd expect to find in a pharaoh's tomb. It's like building a garage and never parking a car in it. So if it's not a tomb, what exactly were the ancient Egyptians building? The answer might be literally electrifying. Secret number 6. The pyramid was designed like a giant battery. Get ready for this. The Great Pyramid might have been a massive electrical power station. The structure was covered with white limestone blocks, excellent electrical insulators. Underneath, the passages were built with granite, an excellent electrical conductor. The capstone was made of gold, one of the most conductive materials on Earth. This granite had to be transported 800 kilometers from Aswan, meaning the Egyptians specifically chose this material for its electrical properties. In 2018, a study published in the Journal of Applied Physics confirmed that the Great Pyramid could concentrate electromagnetic energy within its chambers and beneath its base. This isn't pseudoscience, it's peer-reviewed research. But did the ancient Egyptians actually know about electricity thousands of years before we supposedly discovered it? Secret number 7. Ancient Egyptians had touch-activated lighting. In the 4th century, Syrian philosopher Iamblichus wrote about exploring tunnels beneath the Great Pyramid. He described approaching an underground chamber where a long tube on the wall lit up by itself. As he got closer, the light intensified. When he touched it, it went out. Sound familiar? That's exactly how a touch lamp works, but this was written over 1,600 years ago. Ancient Egyptian artwork shows objects that look remarkably like light bulbs and electrical devices. Maybe they weren't depicting religious symbols. Maybe they were drawing blueprints. And speaking of blueprints, researchers recently discovered something incredible hidden inside the pyramid that might prove this theory. Secret number 8. Hidden chambers contain electrical blueprints. In 2011, researchers used a robot with a flexible camera to peer into a previously inaccessible chamber inside the Great Pyramid. What they found left them stunned. Red hieroglyphs, unknown symbols, and detailed diagrams covering the walls. Scientists believe these are ancient blueprints explaining how to use the Great Pyramid as an electricity generator. Modern physicists have actually created working pyramid generators based on these principles. Build a 20-meter pyramid with a steel base, aluminum plate, and proper insulation, and you can generate 230 volts, enough to power household devices. But here's where things get really weird. If Egypt had these electrical pyramids, why are there similar structures all over the world? Secret number 9. All pyramids are connected in a global grid. Scientists plotted all known pyramids on a map and discovered they're aligned in a straight line around the globe. The 3 main pyramids at Teotihuacan in Mexico perfectly mirror the layout of the Giza pyramids. Same asymmetrical arrangement, same proportions. This isn't coincidence, it's planning. Even more bizarre, researcher Joe White claims to have found pyramids and a sphinx on Mars, positioned at the same latitude as major Earth civilizations. NASA has photos, but won't acknowledge the structures. Are we looking at evidence of a shared ancient civilization that spanned multiple planets? But if this advanced civilization existed, what happened to them? Why don't we have their technology today? Secret number 10. We're living in the aftermath of a lost civilization. According to Greg Braden's research, human civilization operates in 5,125-year cycles, each ending in catastrophe. The last cycle ended around 10,000 years ago with a comet impact, that destroyed an advanced global civilization. The pyramids aren't products of primitive ancient Egypt. They're remnants of a sophisticated society that possessed technology we're still trying to understand. The Egyptian, Mayan, and other pyramid-building civilizations weren't independent developments. They were survivors of this lost civilization, carrying fragments of advanced knowledge that gradually faded over millennia. Braden claims the fifth cycle ended in 2012. If he's right, we're now in a new phase of human development. The question is, will we rediscover the lost technologies of our ancestors, or will we repeat their mistakes? The next time you see the Empire State Building, remember that future archaeologists might puzzle over its purpose, just like we puzzle over the pyramids. Will they think we buried our rulers in skyscrapers? Will they assume we used the tall spire to charge our phones with lightning? The pyramids aren't just ancient monuments. They're evidence that our ancestors might have been far more advanced than we ever imagined. And if that's true, what other impossible achievements are we dismissing because they don't fit our understanding of history? What do you think? Are the pyramids proof of lost advanced technology? Or are we just seeing patterns where none exist? If this video opened your eyes to the mysteries of our ancient past, we will show you more mind-bending discoveries that challenge everything you thought you knew about history. Drop your theories in the comments below, smash that like button, and subscribe.